agenda. Okay, we are cool.
Okay.
Anything I need to know?
I think we have a few members joining late due to the running over of a committee meeting, and I think that's it.
Okay, but we have a quorum to get going.
We do.
Okay, cool. Let's do this thing. Thank
Okay.
you for everything.
Would you like me to do the OPMA statement?
Yep, I'm gonna
Okay.
go through the agenda
Okay.
as
Perfect.
you suggested.
Okay. Pursuant to Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, the Open Public Meetings Act, public notice of this meeting was filed on May 27th, 2025, with the Office of the Secretary of the State of New Jersey and three newspapers: the Cherry Hill Courier Post, the New Brunswick Home News Tribune, and the Newark Star Ledger. Public notice of the meeting was posted in the following university libraries: the Alexander Library in New Brunswick, the Dana Library in Newark, and the Robeson Library in Camden. Pursuant to Public Law 2020, Chapter 11, public notice of the meeting has been posted on the Rutgers website under governing boards. I just want to make sure that all the members have seen the agenda and the meeting materials and ask if anyone has a conflict of interest to disclose at this time. Okay, we can carry on. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Another really exciting time for the university and really exciting time for us. So, at this moment, I will turn it over to President Holloway. Over
Thank
to you,
you.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm, excuse me, very pleased to report to all of you that after a year-long search involving a search committee chaired by Prabhas Mogi and Salamisha Tillit, distinguished professor at Rutgers, Newark, with a search committee that represents the broad range of the community at Rutgers Newark. We have the pleasure to announce Tanya Smith Jackson, who's currently provost at North Carolina A&T, to propose to you as the next chancellor for Rutgers University Newark. She's a background in engineering and in psychology. Her appointment would be in psychology at Newark. She focuses on cyberhuman analytics and many other things, but I'll just start with that's the opening line: cyberhuman analytics. Sounds like a good set of attributes to have for a chancellor. She's a person of incredible integrity, a healthy sense of humor, and a sense of a whole bunch of experience that would allow her to navigate all the kinds of complicated environments universities represent at these times. I'll say more when I introduce her in a few moments, but I put the matter before you for your consideration.
Thank you very much, President Holloway. Um, Vice Chair Law, I'll ask you to read the resolution, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Whereas on July 1, 2024, Dr. Jeffrey Robinson was appointed to serve as the interim chancellor until such time as a permanent replacement could be found. And whereas the search committee for the chancellor of Rutgers Newark, consisting of members representing the Rutgers community, was appointed by President Jonathan Holloway and was co-chaired by Dr. Prabhas Mogi, Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Distinguished Professor in the School of Engineering at Rutgers University, New Brunswick, and Dr. Salamisha Tillit, Henry Rutgers Professor of African American Studies and Creative Writing and Executive Director of Express Newark. And whereas the search committee submitted its recommendations to President Holloway, and after careful review and consideration, the president, in collaboration with President-designate William F. Tate IV, selected Dr. Tanya Smith Jackson to be appointed as Chancellor of Rutgers University, Newark. And whereas Tanya Smith Jackson holds a doctorate in psychology, ergonomics, and an interdisciplinary Master of Science degree in psychology and industrial engineering, and is a supremely talented and effective higher education leader, having served in numerous administrative and academic leadership positions at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, North Carolina A&T, and Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University, Virginia Tech, currently serving as Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs at North Carolina A&T. And whereas the members of the search committee, President Holloway and President-designate William F. Tate IV, concluded that Tanya Smith Jackson is uniquely prepared to provide the dynamic leadership that will enable Rutgers University Newark to excel in teaching and research while serving an even more vital role in the city of Newark. And whereas, after review and discussion of the qualifications of Dr. Smith Jackson, the Executive Committee of the Board of Governors concurred with the President's recommendation and agreed to recommend for approval by the Board of Governors the appointment of Tanya Smith Jackson to the position of Chancellor of Rutgers University Newark. Now, therefore, be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Board of Governors Executive Committee, the Board of Governors of Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, concurs the proposed recommendation and approves the appointment of Dr. Tanya Smith Jackson as Chancellor of Rutgers University Newark, and be it further resolved that Dr. Smith Jackson's appointment as Chancellor of Rutgers University Newark will be effective on August 1, 2025, and that Dr. Smith Jackson shall thereafter serve as Chancellor of Rutgers University Newark for a 5-year term, renewable at the pleasure of the President. And finally, be it resolved that the Board of Governors, on behalf of the entire university community, offers its sincere gratitude to Dr. Jeffrey Robinson for serving as Interim Chancellor for Rutgers University Newark through the end of July 2025. Madam Chair, I so move.
Thank you very much. Please may I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. I'll open the floor for discussion. Is there any questions or discussion on the matter? Hearing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstaining? Thank you. The motion carries. I will turn it back to you, President Holloway, to introduce Dr. Smith Jackson, who I understand would like to join the call and address the board at this time.
Thank you. Kim or Pat, you're pulling in Tanya?
She's on her way.
Ah, beautiful. There she is. Madam Chancellor, it is a pleasure. It is my honor now to introduce you to the Board of Governors. Oh, round of applause. Actually, I see some people clapping.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
We have already, I offered the briefest overview of the year-long process that we engaged in at Rutgers Newark, the chairs of the search committee, the broad representative committee for Rutgers Newark. You've interacted with all of those people. Talak Lal, vice chair, has just read your bio into the record with a resolution. This has been voted on unanimously in a positive affirmation, of course. What I haven't said is that I have been involved in, as a member, or have been leading, or have charged, I don't know how many search committees over the course of my career, dozens upon dozens, no exaggeration. I will also not exaggerate when I say that I have yet to come across a sense of unanimity in the entire process about where we needed to go. The recommendation to me was quick, it's affirmative, and everybody I spoke to could not say enough. I've already said this to Dr. Smith Jackson, but I just wanted to say a little, maybe embarrass her a little bit in front of everybody. You are coming into this community with a wave of enthusiasm for those who have met you. I'm confident that others, when they meet you, will also see the same things that we all have seen in you. So you've got a strong wind behind your back and a strong foundation underneath of you. And I invite you now to say a few words to this body.
Thank you so much. Thank you, President Holloway. I just want to thank all of you, the Board of Governors, for your really a vote of confidence as I lead Rutgers University Newark as the next chancellor. I really do appreciate your support. I appreciate your confidence. I want to assure you that We will continue the legacy of this great university. And we'll take full advantage of the many opportunities that lie ahead. I also want to take a moment to thank the search committee. So President Holloway, you mentioned that the search committee certainly had the yeoman's work of getting through this process. And the whole time it was just so very well organized. I'm truly specifically thankful to the co-chairs who really had to lead that effort. Dr. Tillett and also Dr. Mogi, I appreciate definitely their dedication. I'm sure they're practicing something around full recovery at this point now that the search is concluding. I have had just throughout this process such great experiences, particularly in these last few weeks, as I've gotten to know Rutgers University and Rutgers University Newark even better. There's so much that has been done, so much more we can do. I appreciate President Jonathan Holloway and his team, as well as Interim Chancellor Jeff Robinson, who of course had to do a great deal of work as well. They've been so helpful, they've been so supportive as we continue on. As he is the outgoing president, best wishes to you, President Holloway. I also met with President William Tate, and we had a great conversation, our incoming president, and I had a great discussion. Certainly looking forward to serving under his leadership. And as well, I look forward to working with the Rutgers University, of course, Board of Governors, but also the advisory board that is chaired by Oliver Quinn. I just want to take a moment of personal privilege, if you don't mind. I certainly want it to go on the record that I'm thankful to my husband, Curtis Jackson, for his unyielding support through this whole process. Knowing how, when I looked at Rutgers University Newark, I said, wow, where have you been all my life? Because certainly this university overlapped tremendously with the values that I hold dear. Higher education is a tool for empowerment. It's a tool for liberation. And just about every aspect of the Rutgers University Newark fabric shines in that way. That is what I see. I see a solid commitment to access for all. There are going to be so many opportunities to have other conversations, but I certainly wanted to thank my family, obviously, and my children, who are adult children, by the way. Serving as chancellor is truly the right time. I've said this before, the right time, the right place, and the right opportunity, and not just for me, I think, but for all of us, particularly in the times that we are facing now. I was a first generation, low income student, and my lived experience taught me that higher education was not necessarily designed for everyone. So I think it's our challenge to continue to reimagine and redesign these important ecosystems that we build around the learners that we serve, so that everybody can be successful, they can be empowered, they can be, supported in finding meaning and purpose in their lives and bringing their best selves to the spaces that we share. This is truly my passion, and I certainly saw that as I visited Rutgers University Newark as well. So I might end by saying, you had me at hello, Rutgers University. You had me at hello, but you also had me at the vision statement when I became to know well the vision statement of Rutgers University Newark, which is anchor institution, economic and social well-being, and diverse citizenry. All those words are powerful words that really align with my values, and I think what we should be doing in higher education. This is really what matters most. It's also exciting that there is a commitment to move from an R2 institution to an R1 institution, research institution, and I'm looking forward to that. That will happen regardless of the challenges we're facing. It is certainly doable. So I really have to add that I will cherish my time at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. It has been a huge honor to have served or serve as provost and executive vice chancellor, and also in the other roles that I've served here. A&T's excellence is going to continue, of course, and I'm thankful too for the support of so many in the Aggie family, including Chancellor James Martin II. He has supported me through this, and that is most appreciated. So I guess I should just say at this point, thank you for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to what lies ahead, and let's go Scarlet Raiders. I'll see you soon.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Madam Chair, if I may, just a moment or two more.
Of course, of
Yeah,
course.
I think you all now have a sense of why I was beaming when Dr. Smith-Jackson accepted this offer, pending board approval, of course. I think she's going to bring all the right energy, insight, discipline, and enthusiasm to the job. I just wanted to take one moment more to thank Jeffrey Robinson. I've thanked him many times for his help along the way in this last year as interim chancellor, who will return as provost, will be a real asset to Dr. Smith-Jackson in her first year. Jeffrey, you have been a champion in a difficult situation during a difficult year throughout higher ed, and we owe you an incredible debt of gratitude. So thank you very much for your work supporting Rutgers Newark mission and Rutgers University, broadly speaking.
Absolutely. Absolutely agreed. Welcome, Dr. Smith-Jackson, and thank you again, Jeffrey, for your steadfast calm and commitment through this very interesting time that we find ourselves. I'll open the floor to any closing comments. President Holloway, anyone else? All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, continuing the positive momentum that we're on, I love it. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Wonderful. Thank you again for making time, everybody, in your schedules to join us this afternoon. This was an important endorsement. And again, welcome, Dr. Smith-Jackson. Delighted to have you. Wishing everyone a good afternoon.
Thank you.